What we're seeing here is just one of the streamed web-based virtual reality platforms that SITEnetwork has access to. As this is streamed just like Netflix or any other over-the-top digital television channel, it can be accessed on any device. That could be a mobile phone, tablet, desktop, or standalone virtual reality headset. Because it's web-based also, it can be accessed and entered incredibly easily just by clicking on a link or a QR code, and therefore it can be integrated within broader platforms like your own. Now, where this differs from your own platform is that it allows multiple people to access the same environments together and interact with each other in any number. Now, that also means that they can access and work with different forms of data and different forms of media within that space. In this case, this auditorium allows you to access the screen in full screen. It allows simultaneous multi-language subtitles, and it allows for things like conferencing and events, which is what we're seeing here. There's even seats where delegates can sit down, and there's a rich access to media, as you can see the reflections under the feet of the individual, and even the sounds of their footsteps change as they're walking on different surfaces. These are small touches which really bring people into the environment and make them feel like they're genuinely there. As well as being able to move around as you would in the real world, it also allows you to do things that you wouldn't be able to do in the real world, like see people's names and information floating above their head, almost as if you were in a live version of a LinkedIn channel. For business and event purposes, you can have things like breakout rooms like the one that we're just about to enter, where you can access the screen as you would do in a Miro board or a job board. We have business and commercial environments, as you can see here with the names above the individuals, the ability to actually view people's faces as an overlay screen or as a normal kind of speaking avatar, which means that you can gauge their emotions in the same way that you might in a Zoom call, while still enjoying the kind of spatial interaction. As mentioned, although it's not shown here, there's the ability to caption and subtitle automatically when people are speaking, and this to be multilingual. Now, this is interesting for route finding. We can actually show the routes, traverse them as you would do in the real world, as we saw there. There are steps, so if you had a mobility impairment and you're in a wheelchair, you would know that there were steps ahead and you could plan another route, or we could factor in another route. This is a cinema, which again shows the kind of amenities and the accessibility, but in a tourism context, actually it shows what's available, like historic buildings, etc., like this period still cinema. Again, in terms of things that you can't do in the real world, the ability to fly through and see things from above, which again is very, very useful in route planning, but is also useful in contextualization of environments and neighbourhoods for tourism. In this case, we're going into a school to show the educational facilities, but we can also pass through the hotel and hospitality facilities, commercial buildings and malls, as we see here, and central parkland, etc. This, I think, is where you'll see where it could potentially tie in most closely with your own platform when you're seeing it from the air. And at this point, it's when you start getting to ground level. What we're about to visit is one of the examples of this having been used in the past. This was an art exhibition called the Altar of Europa, which was held simultaneously in this virtual reality platform and in 5 physical locations around the world, including Germany and the United Kingdom and North America. So this art exhibition allowed multiple people, as you'll see in a second, to all be in the same space. And off to your left there is the actual art exhibit, which was this huge fresco that had been created by the artist. Currently, this platform is featured in Forbes magazine, where it was featuring Montgomery, Alabama, and the Civil Rights March. So the real world and virtual application